you want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker, not a fiend, and one night he came home crazier than usual, and he turns a knife onto me, and he says, "Why so serious?" And I said to him, "Well, when I was a kid, I was bullied a lot, and it really made me feel self-conscious about how others made me and my appearance. You know, sometimes I wouldn't be smiling, and sometimes I would. It was my father that really reinforced that insecurity in my life. I can remember like it was yesterday, but it was when I was 3 years old, when my father first hit me. They usually say that you don't usually get memories when you're 3 years old, but I could remember like I was 8. When I was 3 years old, my father took a belt to me. It wasn't a knife, it was a belt. And he whipped me on the bottom for not behaving well. So, you can imagine the fear in my eyes when all I wanted was my dad's approval. And I was like, "Dad, all I wanted you to say was that I'm proud of you." But he never got around to doing that. We were still a happy family, but I always knew something was up. Then my father discovered alcohol, and he became a drinker and a fiend. He took a knife to my mouth and told me, well, actually, it was about when I was 8 years old when I really said it. I was playing on the jungle gym when all of a sudden I just couldn't take the stress of not climbing off and not climbing on. It was the pure pressure of not knowing when it could ever stop. And I think it was about that time that my dad took me fishing. And I think that around that time I caught my first trout. Now trouts were a big success in many lands. And in fact, when I was 9 years old, I won a trout hunting contest. And I caught, get this, 4 trouts. Yeah, and I thought my dad would be proud of me. But no, my dad he's still not proud of me. And I think it was like, he didn't even recognize me. And it's like, okay, Dad, I thought we were cool, you know, I thought we were fine, and then he hits me with this, and it's like, well, shoot, man, I caught as many trouts as you wanted, I tried my best, and what did you do? You were a drinker and a fiend. And actually, when I was 13 years old, it got even worse, you know, he started hitting us more. I remember I wouldn't even know what I did that school day, because I was just waiting for the beating. It was bad, guys. Like, this is messed up. Like, go ask him today. It was messed up. Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes, you ever that feeling when it's like someone loves you, but then it's like you don't even know. Do they actually love you, or is it fake? And I think that was why I've got these scars. You see, when I was around, I take it back, not 13, when I was around 14 years old, this is when it got really worse. It got so abusive. I mean, dang, it hurt, man. And I think that's just because I didn't do really well in school. I tended to slack off. I tended to not do my homework, not pay attention, and I tried to join the sports team, but I mean, I had a normal face, but the sports team just wasn't doing it for me. And I think that was one of the reasons, just because they knew that, hey, look at that, it's his dad, you know. And when it's on my dad, he would kick me off the field. And I think it's just like, I suppress it in my memories and in my heart for so long that I think it's just gotten to the point to where I have to kill people. And that's why I got the name Joker. See, 4, 5, 6 years ago, I got an internship, and things were okay, but it didn't really seem like it was going anywhere. So I kind of stopped, and I started playing poker, and then I got the name Joker, and then I killed someone's family. But the point is, let's take you back when I was 7. Now 7 was a good year, right? Eating ice cream, chomping down. And I think that I didn't have that love that most parents gave their children. My father, I always looked up to my father. My father never came. And I think that was the reason why it really hurt when he, did this to me. And I can actually remember like it was yesterday. Again, I want to say I was either 14 or 15. I was definitely 15. Now, back in the day, 50 cents could give you a pop. It still can, but well, you get the idea. It was an old time, and I really thought that things would be doing well with my girlfriend, but after a while, my girlfriend just stopped dating me. And so at home, I would just not do anything. I was depressed. I was sad. I mean, my girlfriend is the person I always cheered up with. And even to this day, I miss her, man. I miss her. And I think that's why it's just left me such a sad hole in my heart. And then on top of that, my dad, of course. My dad was a drinker and a fiend, but he was more than just a drinker and a fiend. He was a fiend and a drinker. And so afterwards, I want to say it was around June of 1990. June of 1990, I discovered that I was bigger than people, and that I'm not gonna take crap from people. And so my first bank robbery, I want to say it was at the International Bank of Delaware. It might have been Scotland. The point is, it gave me a thing to live for again, I had just gotten a breakup, and I think this was just really what I needed. But looking back at it, it was a lot of money I stole, and I got away with too. And I think it's just the point that he was never going to appreciate me, and he was never going to love me again. I mean, it's been a hell of a year. So afterwards, I got my first job, my actual first job. Not as an intern. I got my first job as a bank teller. How ironic, but I'm actually really good at math. I think it was around when I was 13 or 15 where I found out that I was drunk at all the other subjects, but math really gave me something to live for. Math was just easy, and so that's what I did. And math was fun. So I became a bank teller, and I gave loans to people, and I lended money, mortgages, car loans, some stuff like that. I counted the security cameras in the bank every day, thinking that I was going to rob it, and I did. I robbed the bank, guys, and it was exciting again. I think that just not having a job was just something right for me. Like, I never wanted to stop. So, yeah. My mom was very sweet, and she would always take the beating in the relationship. So, yeah, it was very sad when my mom would shelter under protection from a kitchen knife. And there's more to my life than just these scars. I want to take you back to a simpler time, maybe 4 or 5. I went to a carnival, and we were on the Ferris wheel. And the Ferris wheel goes around like that. And I remember going on that Ferris wheel and thinking, this is the best thing ever. I never want to leave this. And I just think that if you gave me more time and maybe more energy, then I could prove myself that I'm not the son that you don't want. I am the son that I am. Like I'm your son. But you never got around to doing that. I know I drew pictures, you put them on the fridge, but I mean, a good job is just not enough. I need a hug. So I feel like how I got these scars isn't really about the story, but it's all about the message. The message of the emotional trauma and pain that I went through as a child, and also, there was that one time when I was 17, it was in my teenage years, I was smoking the smokes, and I did that, and I actually robbed a billiard game, and the billiard game was 10,000 grand, and I just robbed it. Crazy. I mean, afterwards I put it in my bank account and then I robbed that bank, so I mean, it's not that practical, but I think I really think that the moral of the story is just to be kind and know that you're not alone in this, that I love you. I want to say it was when I was about 21 when I found out that even though my dad was a drinker and a fiend, I think I just still wanted his companionship and his love. I mean, what else do you want from a dad except his acknowledgement, Paintings, ceramics, all of that. And you just wanted to notice, but sometimes it's not like that. Can you recall a time when your dad said that he was proud of you? Because I can't.